Hello.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your dislike of bookkeeping? Is that what we're talking about today?
Uh, yes, it's something that it's been an ongoing challenge for me, and it's not getting any better. And clearly, I've got enough evidence in my life to know now that I'm not prepared to make the change to do the work that it needs to that needs to happen for me to do it myself. So I need help.
Okay. You need help in which way? You need,
So I have a QuickBooks online account that the only thing I know how to do is send an invoice. So I've got my year end for the
okay, so you need a bookkeeper or an accountant.
yes, well, I've got an accountant. I need a
Okay.
bookkeeper.
You need a
Hmm.
bookkeeper. Okay. Are the numbers up to date?
Mm, can
No.
you elaborate on that? I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Um,
With the year end being May 31st, therein lies my urgency here is to get things because I got an email actually from my accountant this morning, and okay, so this is what he said. This is an option for me. I thought I had a bookkeeper, but now she's missing in action. I don't know. She's
I see.
not communicating. So then I reached out to him to say, what the hell am I going to do? I got like May 31st year end, and my bookkeeper is MIA.
Okay.
So he says, three ways to move forward. Look for a bookkeeper. That's what I'm doing. Do it yourself. That's not happening. And have us do the bookkeeping. So that's an option. I can get them to do the bookkeeping. They'll charge me for it. That might be the simplest thing. But I just wanted to talk to you because I had joined the QuickBooks group on Facebook, wondering if I could learn something or find someone. And then you just happened to respond, and I don't believe in coincidences. So here we are.
Okay. Okay. So a little background I think is needed here. Um, I started my first construction business when I was 17, developed 22 different franchises, sold the company after that, went straight into consulting. Then I found people when they are asking for help, they want people with skin in the game. So I started buying shares in companies. Now I own shares in 19 different companies. One of them is a bookkeeping company. Um, so I also have 30 subcontractors that help me help these companies, and one of them is a bookkeeping, a forensic type bookkeeping company that really deals with companies that their books are a mess, that brings them up to date, and then takes them to the next level. So I have someone who can, jump in and fix your books, get you ready as quickly as possible, and take the stress off your life in terms of bookkeeping.
Yay. Sign me up.
Okay, I will. Her name is Leah. I'll have her reach out to you.
Oh, Leah, that's my second name. Tanya Leah
Okay,
McIntyre. Yeah.
so you won't forget it then.
Yeah.
Um, okay, but tell me about Red Roof.
Red Roof Recovery is something that evolved from a domino effect in our lives. My sister was selling her house in Waterloo Region, and my husband and I had just sold our house in Cambridge, and we were renting from her, helping her with her mortgage. And I was working as a driving instructor and school bus driver for a special needs group. And my husband was commuting to Toronto for his job at Nestle, and we purchased this triplex in Goderich as our retirement plan because we were wiped out in the crash of '08 pretty much. And we were at an age where chances of building it back were slim to none. So we bought this triplex because one of the units was empty. So the plan was we would come up here on the weekends from Waterloo and work on it. And it had two tenants to help us pay the mortgage. So I thought
Mhm.
we were all set. But then the week before the closing date, the upstairs tenant gave her notice to vacate. And then we later find out that she was vacating because the downstairs tenant was a nightmare.
Ah,
So none of this was disclosed, of course, until a week before closing. So now it's like, okay, great. So now we've got an empty unit, and we know nobody in Godrich, and this is going to be a nightmare. Maybe we'll just tolerate the tenant until we can figure out what to do. So that's what we did. We moved into, because then my sister sold the house, so so we ended up moving into the house to, start renovating it and figuring out what the hell we were going to do. And then my husband is up in this floor, painting the apartment, getting ready. And we had put a red metal roof on it, first thing, as soon as we bought it. And he said, Tanya, this is a chance for you to actually pursue your dream. So I had this huge dream after I recovered from drug and alcohol addictions to revolutionize the recovery industry, because what we're doing with 30-day rehab doesn't work. And I wanted, a huge dream. And he said, just downscale it. You could just do one person at a time, right? Because now we've got 2 vacant units. And he said, you could call it Red Roof Recovery, because he was looking out the window, painting the roof on the new red metal roof. And I thought, oh, something just clicked. And I thought, wow, what a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
So therein lies the seed that was planted. And then when COVID hit, we were just ready. We had done 3 pilot students and I had tweaked the program and I was feeling really confident, all ready to start marketing and get a first paying client, and COVID hit. And then the vaccine mandate hit in Toronto, and my husband gave his notice and retired early and has joined me.
Okay. So
So
are
that's the
you a
synopsis.
nonprofit, or are you for
No, we're not a nonprofit. No,
y-
I'd like to make a
for
profit.
you'd like to make a profit? Okay. It's
This
funny.
is how we're making our living.
Okay, good. Using that triplex as
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. One of my clients is actually in the addiction recovery space, in the US, so he's not competition to you. And he's doing well. That he started taking the profits, investing in real estate, in flipping and doing that kind of thing. And he liked the flipping so much that we're actually designing a construction business for him so he can start building custom homes and doing all that. So um, maybe I shouldn't say that his partner came out of his program and now fell off the wagon, and now we have some turmoil because of that. But I didn't say that,
Mm.
right? So how is Red Roof coming along? Are you at 100% occupancy or
No, no, Red Roof
okay?
Recovery takes 1 client at a time. So this is, like I said, there's nothing else like it. It's an executive appointed program for people like me who didn't want to announce to my employer or my colleagues that I had an addiction issue. I wanted an opportunity to slip away for a week, go in knee to knee with somebody, work for a week in immersive programming, and come out with a new way to live my life without drugs and alcohol. So that's what I created. I created something called 1 week. So you come in with me 1 week, you move into the apartment. I live upstairs. My husband does all the cooking. He's a wonderful cook, thank God. Otherwise, we'd be living in cans and jars. So yeah, it's an exhaustive program. It's 12 to 14 hours a day. And at the end, they come Friday after work. We work for 1 week, and then the Friday following after lunch, they leave with an aftercare plan for life and a plan for life. And it's I charge $9,000 plus HST, and that includes everything, including a lifetime aftercare program that I'm still developing. And I've got 3 paid clients under my belt now, and 1 sadly has passed away.
Oh,
1 is now in a treatment facility for the 3rd time this year, but I think he's making progress. And the other 1 is doing very well. We're still in touch, and yeah, very well. And he said,
okay.
1 week changed my life.
Okay. So 3 testimonials.
Oh, I've got really excellent testimonials from all of them, even the 1 who passed away.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, and it's a one-on-one. So it's hard to scale one-on-one.
Yes, I have an investor actually in Guelph who loves what I do. And he said, how do we make 100 of you?
Right.
Because it's not a great business model. I realize that. But I think it is, because my husband is brilliant, and we actually have put together a business plan that I was going to send to that potential angel investor in Guelph. And like I said, Leo, numbers, not my forte.
Okay.
I like dealing one-on-one with people, sharing what has worked for me, which is a variety of cognitive therapies and other techniques. My husband is, really the smart one in the couplehood for sure. And he has put together a business plan. I think that is quite workable, but I just don't have the time or the motivation to do anything about it right now.
Okay. Because you have one pricing level, take it or leave it, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an immersive, it's a very structured routine, and yeah, it's one price. Mhm.
Okay. And how long have you been around?
Since March of 2020,
Okay.
just before COVID. So we were ready to take our first paying client just when COVID hit, and that kind of put the kibosh on that.
Okay. Is
And
there a waiting list of clients? No?
no,
Okay.
I wish, because I don't get involved with insurance companies or the Ontario government. I'm not interested in being aligned with OHIP. I don't want to be dictated who has to come to the program.
Okay.
So I've got a very stringent intake procedure. I need to know that people are motivated to do the work. If you're not motivated to do the work, then we're wasting each other's time and their money. I prefer that they don't use a credit card to pay for it. I'm aligned with a company called Medicard. So they, depending on your credit rating, it's a hell of a lot better than putting it on a credit card, because I believe that you do need some skin in the game to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not in favor of having a family member pay for it at all. So that limits, I'm very selective about the people who can come, because I want them to be successful. So I know
Yeah.
what it takes to succeed in recovery. So I say no a lot, because I'm not motivated by the money, which is probably not a good way to be in business.
Not a good business model, but it's also good for your success rate, because one failure can destroy you.
Mm.
Right?
Hmm.
Okay. Well,
Well,
that's
people, when people ask me, Leo, what's your success rate? I said, it's whatever you make it. It's what you want it to be. You're making the success of the program, not me. They have
yeah.
to be willing to do the work when they leave. Those willing to do the work are succeeding.
Okay. Again, not great from a business model perspective.
I
I
know, but
understand from a commitment perspective. I
mm,
understand what you're saying, but from a business model, I think that could be redesigned.
hmm.
Um, have you
I was a
thought about
journalist for 22 years as well, Leo. So I'm
okay.
very probably oversensitive around the manipulation from marketing and mainstream media. So I don't like, because my job was to create sensational headlines and embellished facts, and that's something I don't want to do in business.
Mhm. Okay. Uh, would your program work in a group setting like
No,
AA? No?
nope.
Okay.
Box programs in group settings don't work. That's why people are going back into places like Homewood 3-4 times a year with no accountability. And our taxpayers are paying for it at the tune of, when I last did my business plan, looking for some money, it was $12,000 per person per 30-day program at Homewood. And that's about average. It's probably gone up because they're extending the time now. You can go for 60, 90, 120 days, and they just charge the government more and more money for programs that don't work. And that's all they have is a group program, and it doesn't work. They're putting
Right.
people in dorm-like settings with roommates who are not conducive to recovery or health or well-being, and it doesn't work. But yet, if you have the right advocacy working for you, like this guy, he's there for the 3rd time this year. Stuff like that shouldn't happen on the taxpayer's ticket, but it's happening all the time, and it's costing us tens of millions of dollars as taxpayers, and it
Right.
doesn't work.
Right. And when you were working with the angel investor, How much money were you looking for? Because we have investors.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not saying they would be interested in this, but um, what would you use the money for?
Marketing and promotions,
Okay.
advertising. I just don't have the budget for it. I do as much networking as I can. I use social media as much as I can, but that's not in my wheelhouse either. I call it anti-social media. I spend as little time as possible on it.
Hmm. Anti-social media. Yeah. And how much money were you looking for?
I haven't even really put a figure on it, right? The guy who wanted to talk to me about, maybe expanding the operation, he wanted me to put together what kind of income potential was available. So my husband helped me with that, but I
Okay.
can't even remember the numbers now. I'd have to consult with Lance on that to see how he worked it, because he even had the schedule of people, because you need one-on-one people. You need somebody on site 24 hours a day, and you need to give people a break. You need, because it's after 1 week you're exhausted. You need at least a week off to recover from it.
Mm,
So you need the staff that you're prepared to pay well enough to have them do that.
okay.
So I've got the business plan in an email, so I can send you a copy of that.
Sure, I'd be glad to look at it. I would also like to look at the testimonials. I would like
Mhm.
to read the testimonials to see what they're getting from their perspective. Um, okay. I will reach out to Leah, have her call you. Is there a number or by email?
Either way, I can send you both.
Okay.
Well, we've been in touch by email, so we have each
Yeah,
other's
I
email.
have your email.
Yep. So I will send you testimonials and the business plan when we hang up.
Okay. And send me your number so Leah can call you and get that working as well, because that's
Excellent.
on a deadline.
Mhm. Beautiful.
And I'll see you on anti-social media again.
Very good. Thanks, Leo. I appreciate your time.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.